We average about 4 to 5 trades a day, and we'll see where we go from there. All right, market opens up here, and a little bit of pressure here with the UK inflation numbers. The market kind of traded off after the UK came out with their inflation numbers, and UK inflation disappoints on both the headline and the core. Headline rose to 4% in December, above the consensus of 3.8, and core inflation which was expected to fall, remained unchanged at 5.1. So inflation numbers are dominating the marketplace, as we also had yesterday. It was before just when we were trying to get off the air here. We had remember we talked about the Fed speak at 10 o'clock. It creates some volatility, and so that obviously is still prominent in how the market is looking at things. And she basically said, I think that things might take a little bit longer to start lowering rates. Maybe that March might be too soon. So we'll see. All right, we're staying here on the lows. Let's see where we want to go. We have support down at the 60 area, and then we'll see what happens from there. All right. Let's see if we have any news coming out this morning. The Davos meeting keeps going on this week, so there also could be some more something that comes out of that. Interest rates are inching up here a little bit, with the 10s going above 4% as the continuation of the conversation about interest rates maybe not being cut early enough or soon enough for the market to like or dislike. As we come down here to our 60 area, well, that was not nice. I didn't get filled down there. Okay. So be a little bit careful there at 61. I mean, I didn't get filled. I don't know if anybody else got filled down there, but I did not get filled. So at 61, so be mindful of that if we come and retest. Is also the first bar, and if you look at the chat, you'll see the levels there that we have that we're going to use as a guide to the day for those of you who are new in the room. So let's see here. We have 10s at 4.06 again. They are under a little bit of pressure here over the last couple of days as the market comes back down here to the 60 area, maybe. Again, we're still on the same bar here, so keep the 60 in here, and then we'll see what happens. Maybe you don't have the 61 anymore, because we did have a nice rotation there off of that. Again, depending on how aggressive you want it to be. Let's see, we have a couple of Fed speaks already this morning, as the market continues a little bit of pressure here. We have business inventories coming out here at 9 o'clock, and housing market index and Atlanta Fed business expectation indicator. Both of those are coming out. 3 of those are coming out here at 9 o'clock as we are hanging here in this 60. Got here to 61 again. Again, be careful here. The bar is still on the first bar, so if you make it, depending on your aggressiveness and how risk averse you want it to be, maybe you make an adjustment here. If that's how we'd like to get them on that first rotation down. Well, now we get down to 60.25 and stuff. So that's kind of annoying. And the bar closed. So again, depending on your aggressiveness, you have to be a little bit careful. Sometimes we can get those filled quicker. And obviously sometimes we just kind of miss out. So if we miss out, depending on where you entered your initial trades, those are things you have to make a decision on. And sometimes we try to get to 60 as our first support level, any support level, and we have to look at the price action to determine if we're going to stay with the trade or not. So again, if you got the 61, I did not get filled the initial rotation on the 61, and then they had a rotation up, so I canceled that. Then I left the 60 in. Now I canceled the 60 because we missed it by 60.25 and the bar closed. So again, you have to manage the trade. That's why we're traders, right? And you have to look at the price action to help you determine if you're going to stay in the trade or not, or tweak it or not. Obviously, we're tweaking it here a little bit, level. And again, so if you left the 60.1 in there, you get paid off very nicely. And if you didn't, it's fine. If you're not going to take the 60 at all now, that's also understandable. And we'll wait for the next opportunity. Again, different ways of trading, just throwing them out there for you. All right, so we have we had a couple of Fed speaks this morning already at 8 o'clock. And then there is another Fed speak later on this afternoon at 2. The beige book is also coming be out at 1. And at noon, there's a bond auction. Again, bond auctions have been lately market movers because of the demand for the security and how much supply there is. So how much is absorbed by the participants is important to the market. So again, so at noon is the auction results. 1 o'clock is the beige book, and then 2 o'clock is a Fed speak. If you're going to be trading this afternoon, so a lot of late afternoon action, and then 9 o'clock here we have business inventories, housing market index, and the Atlanta Fed inflation expectation number. So those are coming out here at 9. And we miss out on our 60 by a tick. So that's kind of annoying. Again, depending on how you scale, maybe some of you got filled around there. Maybe some of you kept the 61 in there. Again, everybody, not necessarily just because I didn't get filled doesn't mean that you didn't get filled. And if you didn't, or if you're trading the area, you're doing okay with it. And if you missed it by just that much, there's always another trade, so you don't need to worry. All right, nice rotation there. If you were able to find a way to get in against that 60 area, coming back up here to our pivot. Again, you don't necessarily have to we have an area, and this is how we tweak it. This is why it's very hard when somebody asks me, oh, did you get, what's your record? Again, some of you, the area worked, some of you didn't, and it's fine. And now we'll just wait for the next opportunity. Got a little resistance up at the 74 area. And for you more risk averse people, we're probably looking at the 53 area next on the downside as support. Again, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask in the chat. We don't mind questions. So we're coming back down here a little bit, bouncing off of our pivot area there. If you were a little aggressive, maybe you took that trade, and depending on how aggressive you wanted to be. The 60 area is very, very tenuous right now if you didn't get in. So be careful if you go back down there and retest. If you look at the chat, you'll see the levels that we just gave out this morning. Again, they're there to guide us through the course of the day. We can always adjust those a little bit, tweak them a little bit, like we are here with the 60, depending on your aggressiveness and how you are trading. All right, it's coming back down here again. Be a little bit careful if you're going to take the 60 because basically the level worked, and depending on if and when you got in, we'll see. But I would, if you're a little bit more risk averse, you're probably looking for the 53 area next. All right, we're coming back down here, testing these lows again. Next levels on the downside we're looking at is the 53 area. Good morning, Maureen. All right, we continue to slowly downtick. We have 53 as our next support level. And you have a number coming out here at the top of the hour. And well, 60 is hanging tough, tough little area. You're all over it, and depending on your aggressiveness, just don't want to fill us. And I had my 59 in there, and I still didn't get filled on the 59. So there you go. It's just one of those things. What can I tell you? Crazy. What can I say? I missed them all by a tick on every end. And the first time, the 61 traded 61. I didn't get filled. Oh well. What are you gonna do? Happens. All right, a little bit of weak here. We're looking at the 53 area next as our next support level. We have a few numbers coming out here at 9 o'clock. Maybe collectively they'll do something. They're all individually not bad. Well, Atlanta Fed maybe. Inflation expectation, you never know. All right, we're coming down here again. Kind of just gravitating to the 60 area here. We shall see where we want to go next. All right, we're just kind of hanging here on the 60 area. See where we want to go. Little resistance at the Well, we have 74 on the upside. And next support level is down at 53. Hanging here on these lows. Our next support level is down at our next a couple numbers coming out here at 9 o'clock. Maybe that'll give us some opportunity. All right, hanging on the lows. Our next support level is down at the 53. Let's see here. A historical shift continues to take place in China that is having impact on both the domestic and global economy. According to the National Bureau of Statistics, the nation's population fell by over 2 million in 2023 to 1.4 billion, making it the second straight year of contraction. Decline also more than doubled that seen in 22, when the Chinese population shrank for the first time since the Great Famine in 1961. China has been a key source of labor and demand, and its birth rate has continued to decline as couples delay and decide against having children. That despite the lifting of government's one-child policy in 2015 and the incentive rolled out in 2021 that encourages people to have more babies, tax deductions, housing subsidies, and longer maternity leave. Sky-high education costs have also led to one of the lowest fertility rates in the world, as well as a trend towards urbanism in the country that has traditionally been rural. Somewhat of a bright spot was seen in the fresh data overnight as China's GDP growth expanded by 5.2% in 2023, beating the official target of 5%. Others are not convinced, as the figures is still way below the historical growth rate and has consistently failed to meet expectations for a strong post-COVID pandemic bounce. Among the pressures are weak consumer and business confidence, mounting debt problems, and a spiraling property crisis. They're having our 2006 problem here. In fact, mainland China stock market was one of the world's outliers last year, with the benchmark index, the Shanghai and stocks sliding about 20% compared to gains across the globe. All right, we come quickly off of these lows there, got down to 58 and popped back up, coming back up here to our pivots. We got 74 on the upside. Again, pivot players, you get a couple times back up here to our pivot, paid off very nicely for you. The demographic trend calls into question whether China will get old before it gets rich. As death outstrips births, Beijing has rolled out plans for a so-called silver economy, which is estimated to be worth 30 trillion yuan or 4.2 trillion by 2023. It accounts for about 10% of GDP. Services include meal delivery and entertainment to nursing homes and elderly. as well as industrial parks will support products for senior citizens to encourage development. Banks will be enticed to extend credit to businesses involved in the silver economy, while local governments will be able to issue special bonds to finance that transaction. Wow, that's amazing. I might move to China. Silver, what is it called? Silver economy. Who knew? All right. Unfortunately, we're just kind of hanging here. Mike. Oh, it's good. Okay. Let's change the topic here. Artificial intelligence is coming to the U.S. military, with open AI confirming a collaboration with the cybersecurity tools as well as software to deal with high rates of veteran suicide. Open A1 announced the partnership with the Pentagon during the World Economic Forum in Davos, just days after it removed language from his usage policy that forbade it the use of technology by the military. The company, which backed by Microsoft, previously had a ban on activity that high risk of physical harm, including weapon development and military and warfare, noted that Microsoft is an established contractor of the U.S. military. Okay. All right. We are chopping around here a little bit, coming back down here to the lows after making another trip up to our pivot there at 65. Pivot players, you've done well. Next support level that was down at 53 area. We have a few numbers coming out here at top of the hour here at 9 o'clock. Couple minutes, so be mindful of that. We'd like to stay flat here when numbers are released. We have business inventories, housing market index, and Atlanta Fed business inflation expectation. So you never know if they're going to create some volatility or not. So if you're going to leave anything on, make sure they have their stops in place. And then we'll see what happens here. At 53 on the downside, if you're aggressive, you can leave a trade in or not. If you're not, then just be patient and we'll see what the market, what the numbers will give us or not, and then we'll go from there. Patience is very important in this game. So we have a slew of numbers coming out here. Like I said, each one of them, I don't know. Collectively, they might do something. See if they. I mean, one might be bullish, one might be bearish. So let the marketplace, let us know what it's going to do. So be patient. Like I said, like to be flat when the number is released. I mean, we just missed out on our 50 60 area. It's annoying, but maybe hopefully some of you got filled down there and we're able to take advantage of that. And we're just shopping around here, waiting for these numbers to be released. And then we'll see what if the market does anything. And later on this afternoon, like I said, at 12 o'clock, there's a 20-year note auction, bond auction. At 1 o'clock, there's a beige book, and at 2 o'clock is bet speak. So starting at 12 later on, everything on the hour, somebody's doing something. All right, these numbers are released now. A little bit choppy here. Not really going anywhere. All right, let's see here what this wants to do. Kind of just hanging here, not giving us any low or anything like that. Just kind of hanging here on these lows. All right, just kind of doing nothing here with these numbers. So, all right, just holding on to those lows, not extending at all, and just trading this little 60 area here back and forth. So nothing to get too excited about. All right. Again, patience is important here. So these numbers are out, and just kind of hanging here on these lows. Um, Again, later on, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and then 2 o'clock. 12 is bond auction. 1 is the beige book, and Fed's beige book, which is, I think, a culmination of the all the Fed banks, what they the region bank and regional banks, what they expect going to happen over the next, I don't know, quarter or month, I don't know. And then at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, Fed speak. So a lot of stuff going on. Coming back up here to our pivot again. This is the third time back up here, so I'd be a little bit careful if we're going to take it again. All right, 74 area on the upsides, our next resistance area. I mean, that's our first resistance area, if we get back up there. All right, get right up to our blue band there. You can see there at 67.5. If you're aggressive, maybe you took that one if you're a blue bander. Coming back down here to the pivot area. All right, we're just kind of drifting back up here. We're looking at the 74 area. Let's see. Spirit Airlines is down another 8% pre-market trade after tumbling a whopping 47% on Tuesday. Federal judge blocked a carrier's plan, the 3.8 sale to JetBlue on antitrust grounds in a move that could result in Chapter 11 filing. The Department of Justice briefly sued the blocked the merger in March after JetBlue attempted to appease the agency with a divestiture plan involving Allegheny Travel, Frontier. I mean, $3.8 billion, and they're talking about antitrust. I mean, United is worth $12 billion alone. I don't understand. I don't understand how this one is bad. I don't know. 47% another. Imagine that. Terrible. Somebody owns it. Not feeling too good this morning or yesterday. All right. Um, yeah, I mean that's what we talked about here. That the stock market in China stock market was slid 20% last year, and this is after COVID, and compared to gains around our stock market was up, but they went down. So yeah, that's it's already happening. Mm, the silver plan, that's what they got the silver plan going. All right, we're just kind of hanging here. Got a little bit above our pivot, kind of just hanging to see where it wants to go. Kind of very neutral right now. Again, hanging right around our pivot area, so got really no direction one way or the other. Very neutral right now. All right, we're just kind of chopping around the pivot area here. Kind of just going nowhere fast. All right, we're gonna push these highs again. The next level on the upside is the 74 area. And well, we're slowly inching our way up. We got up to that 71 there and came off. Just we've got 74 is our next level of resistance. All right, there, Philip. You have a good day. All right, drifting all the way back here to our pivot. Again, very, very doesn't know what it wants to do kind of trade. We had 74 on the upside, got up to 71 and change, and come drifting back down here a little bit. So just chopping around here a bit. Again, very important to be patient. I know we want to trade, but we need to give us some good blue banders. If you did trade the blue band initially, you did okay, and if you did trade the uh, pivot rotation once or twice, even you did fine. We suggested against the third time. Now we're coming back down here into this range. Now, well, we're back here at our pivot. So very, very quiet. Now we push back here down to the lows. So, kind of going nowhere fast. All right. We're just kind of hanging back here, coming back to these interim lows that we got. So, not much to get too excited about. All right, just getting back there, trading both sides of our pivot. All right, well, pushing back here to the highs, we're looking at the 74 area. See where we go from there. If we get anything, I don't know. Just kind of both sides of our pivot, kind of very, very quiet. Um, no, it is what it is. We do have some uh, later numbers. Well, later, no, I have a beige. We'll have auction at noon, beige book at 1, another bet speak at 2. That's later on. I don't know if we're going to get anything here. I thought we'd get a little bit busier this morning, but nothing going on. Just never know. And there's no expectations. Every day is its own set of dynamics, its own set of trading. Just never know what it's going to be set up for. Well, I got mine set up, but we never had to use it. I mean, I was able to. I mean, we had a lot of snow around us, but right where I'm at, I was able to just shovel it off with, just shovel it off. So I still haven't had to use. They got a lot of snow everywhere around me, like 10 miles to the north of me. They had like 7, 8 inches of snow. Kind of weird. So close. I was talking to my friend who lives there, and I'm like, "Oh, we didn't get too much snow." He's like, "Oh my god, we got so kind of weird." The weather dynamics in Chicago, very strange. All right, we are just hanging around our pivots. It's been a while since I've said that continuously all day, but it is what it is. All right, just hanging around our pivots.